Hey, what's up, y'all? Shenry here. I wanted to talk about like the latest chapters of One Piece, My Hero Academia, and Black Clover. So we'll do best for last. So let's start with My Hero Academia. I really have had a problem with My Hero Academia lately. Mostly because this war arc has been very rushed. Now, like, there's usually build up, there's payoff. One of the things the war did really good so far in My Hero Academia was Toya versus that fire and ice dude. I forget his name. I thought that payoff was good, like their battle, their conversations, and everything. The backstory that was good. That was some setup that was done way earlier, and the payoff was good in this war. But the thing is, the way the war started was like Deku had his. We didn't even have like a long period of time where Deku went off and did his own thing. We had like a short period where Deku, for a few panels, went rogue, and then immediately the other Class A students went to get him. Like, there was no like Deku retrieval arc. Not that it needed to be like Deku went to be rogue for long, like evil or something, but like longer than like a half of an arc. Bakugo's apology, which a lot of people had a problem with. I didn't have a problem with Bakugo apologizing to Deku because, yeah, Bakugo's an asshole, but Bakugo's not a villain. Like, you guys have known this since his first appearance. Even when people thought he was going to be a Sasuke when he got captured by the League of Villains, and they thought they could turn Bakugo, and then Bakugo was still a good guy. Like, obviously, he's like, if anything, he's more like a Vegeta that was already redeemed from the beginning. He's just an asshole. And I like that. But, yeah, the way the war started was just like that. I don't know. There's been, I want to say, character assassinations. Now, the thing is with My Hero Academia, I don't remember all the characters' name, but the humanoid lizard, like, I kind of liked him because he didn't really have powers or anything. He wasn't, like, super special in any kind of way. But, like, he had his own, like, motivations because he was, like, a heteromorph or, yeah, I think that's what they're called. Whatever they're, heteromorph or something like that. And he was discriminated against because of how he looked. But the villain society didn't look at him that way. But then in this war arc, off screen, he's become this, like, giant dumbass. Literally a dumbass. Like, he doesn't even remember who he is or his own motivations. And that panel shows it when he's like, oh, my friends are behind me. And there's no one behind him. And I was like, I get what you're going for, but there was no work to get there. Then we had the Warp Portal dude. Again, I don't know all their names, but like how Eraserhead and the dude with that loud voice like screamed out for their friend. That was interesting. But it's still, I still feel like there was a miss there. But it was interesting that they didn't save him. That he's still a villain. All for One's reveal, I don't know. I don't recognize his face. So that grand reveal of, like, he actually has a human face. I mean, of course he was a human. But the reveal of his face, it made it seem like it was a bigger deal. I don't know who that man is. And I still don't believe it's Deku's dad. I always thought that was just kind of, it made kind of sense for like the story, but then also knowing that All For One was like 100 years old also made it not make sense. Although, I mean, he could be like a vampire. Like, I don't know how he survived for over 100 years, but he could have still dicked down Deku's mom, being over 100 years old. Deku's 9 powers are kind of retarded. Sorry. I don't like them. Float, Black Whip, Super Strength, I guess, basically. What's the other one? Danger Sense, Smoke Screen. The Gear Second, basically. We all compared it to Gear Second. The zip thing where he can, like, fling his body. There's 2 more powers on top of that, but, like, the other powers are not that interesting. Like, I guess for like having all those abilities, you would be technically the strongest, but there's no way he's taking down Luffy. There's no way he's taking down Ichigo. There's no way he's taking down Naruto. I don't know why all these people keep saying that like My Hero Academia could smack any of these characters. Like, no, he can't. Deku isn't even destroying a building by himself yet. but Luffy can destroy buildings. Like, we literally had Zoro in Alabasta before the 2-year arc holding up a giant fucking building on his shoulders. And Zoro's a human. We had Naruto fucking using Rasengan to, like, well, it wasn't, not back then. Rasengan wasn't that powerful. But, I mean, a Rasengan probably would still destroy a building. And then Ichigo, of course, Ichigo was already, like, a building destroyer in the first arc. So, yeah, Deku's not at their level. I hate how people do that. And that's when I say you can't cross universes because like, their power systems are different. But also, even just based off their feats, Deku has still not done anything to their level. Oh, damn, this is a very long My Hero Academia rant. Well, I guess I'll end my Hero Academia rant here. I just not liking it so far, and I'm caught up. All for One's motivations. I mean, it wasn't a. I mean, I remember him reading it a few chapters ago. It wasn't basically like to just topple the Hero Society. It was something else. Because that's Shigaraku's motivation. Shigaraku's motivation is to topple the Hero Society. All for One was like something else. But I'm just not interested in All for One's plan. This man has shown up maybe 3 times. The first time he showed up, he got beat by All Might. And I guess that makes narrative sense. Because All Might, like, basically lost all of his power. Or most of his power that day. But the fact that All Might can still go in and out that form constantly. Like, it kind of underwhelms that moment. And then second... the second time he showed up, I think it was just like a panel where he got captured or something like that. Like, All for One has not shown up enough to be this major fucking villain. Shigaraki has had more screen time than he has. And Shigaraku is supposed to be the sub-villain, which, I mean, they're trying to make Shigaraki and All for One the same level of villain. But I mean, like, we know more about Shigaraki than we do for All for One. We know All for One was the first user's brother of One for All. So I'm like, sure, I guess. I mean, still don't know who this fucking guy is. Yeah, I already talked about Deku's powers. I mean, I guess they're good for, like, one hero to have all these powers and abilities. But to still call him the strongest, I mean, the best power you have is maybe Danger Sense to, like, know when something's coming, and Super Strength. I mean, Smoke Screen to get away. Maybe blindside your opponent. Float. I mean, if you're fighting a flying opponent, I guess. I mean, it's just given okay. And I'm not a My Hero Academia hater. I don't want to seem like that. I'm not a hater of My Hero Academia. It's just that, like, a lot of people are overhyping the manga for me. Like, y'all are overhyping it. Like, it's good, but there is much better writing in other anime and manga that have taken their time, like, built the steps to get there. And I just don't think My Hero Academia has done that, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You can get mad at me, but I don't think so.